everybody. I'm Max Ralph.
Seth Engle.
Penn State just took down Auburn 41-12 on the road at Jordan-Hare Stadium. It was quite a night or afternoon night here. Orange out for Auburn, and Penn State kind of took the orange out of the stadium with sending fans home at the end of the third quarter. It was an impressive performance. Seth, what's a quick takeaway for you?
I mean, there are a bunch of question marks coming into this one. One being whether the running game, would return after Nick Singleton's, huge game against Ohio last week. That proved to be true. Yeah. On the defense, question whether the linebackers could stop Tank Bigsby and the rest of the Auburn rushing attack. They did. That proved to be true. And then third, whether the pass rush would finally, come into existence after it was kind of quiet the past 2 weeks. That also became true. I think all around this is a great win for Penn State. Really just checked all those boxes, answered all those questions, and it makes you feel good, moving into week 4 here.
Auburn's a program in turmoil. There's no doubt about that. I mean, there's questions surrounding Brian Harsin. They fired their AD earlier in the year. But you still don't expect a team to come into an SEC stadium and win by 29 points. And I think watching Penn State do that, especially in the way they did it, like you said, running the ball, averaged almost 6 yards per carry, had the big runs from Nick Singleton, which we saw against Ohio, but we didn't know if he could do it against a big FBS program. Like, it's impressive, and I agree. The questions were answered. My big takeaway from today is being able to run the ball when everybody knows you're going to run the ball. You're up 20 points in the fourth quarter, and you hand the ball off to Nick Singleton on the inside, and all of a sudden he's going 50 yards to the end zone. Penn State hasn't had that in any semblance of the way in the past few years. So overall, a really impressive performance.
Yeah, I mean, and you could talk about Nick Singleton all day. Kid just breaks off for these big runs. I was really impressed by another freshman who was also flashed in the first 2 games, Abdul Carter at linebacker. This was a huge game for him today, especially with the linebackers under that microscope, with the Auburn rushing attack in mind. Abdul Carter was unbelievable today. Picked up his first sack, had a forced fumble as well.
In relief of Curtis Jacobs, who was hurt for a little bit too.
Right. Yeah, the linebacker core was just, pretty strong all around.
A lot better than expected.
Exactly. And then also, the edge rush, which we talked about before. Disa Isaac was great. Chop Robinson as well. Things are just kind of coming together right now. Disa Isaac still not 100%, tells us that again, but he's getting better. If that's not 100%, I'm absolutely terrified to see what 100% of Disa Isaac looks like, because he was unbelievable today. He had 3 tackles for loss and a sack.
Yeah. Oh, and Katron Allen, speaking of true freshmen, I mean, his vision back there looks great. Overall, really impressive win. 41-12, Penn State took it from Auburn at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Next week, return back to Beaver Stadium against Central Michigan. Make sure to keep tracking with us. Thanks for watching online at collegian.psu.edu and on Twitter at PSU Footblog and 1-0 Pod. Peace.